tie off this in a bow with permitting on the finance side. If someone should have gotten a permit, like what happens on the mortgage side if they're now wanting to buy that home?
Oh, are you referring to the garage conversions that now are square footage in that purchase?
Yeah.
Is that what
Yeah.
you're talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's many-
you probably are chuckling about this one too, Joseph. We see lots of interesting appraisals. And so what happens a lot is folks go out there and encapsulate their extra 200, 300, 400 square foot garage and turn it into living space. I'm using air quotes here because it's not
Conditioned
legitimate.
space.
Yes, it's additional space. Those, if they're not permitted, the appraiser calls them out and says, hey, you got to prove that this conversion was permitted. And if it wasn't, then it can't be counted in total square footage. And it really, then let's call it 2,500 square foot house is now back down to 2,100 square feet. And now you have value issues and it creates a whole cluster. So if you are looking at those houses that has that do-it-yourself look in the garage, as far as that conversion is concerned, it is a red flag. You should talk to somebody about it before jumping down that rabbit hole and making that offer that waives all your contingencies and releases all your earnest money to the seller immediately. So I think that's where you were leading me, Stacy. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's fascinating. I understand it's less expensive, but it is fascinating on the mortgage side as we see all these homes. And if you can, it's preferable to go through a professional service for sure, and to do it correctly with permits.
Joseph, is there a way people can look up permits on a house?
There's always a way. You can always put a public disclosure request in, but not most. I'll pick on Shoreline. You type in Shoreline permit reviews. You can look at the address. You can find you can find out what permits are current, what were latest on there.
Okay.
Typically what we do, we work in King and Snohomish County, primarily North King County, a little bit south Snohomish, and we pull the assessor site, and King County actually lists permits at the bottom on that assessor report. So that's, it'll go back so far, not to microfilm days. But it definitely helps and see what's most recent. And as you're talking about garage conversions, we do those all the time. The 2018 energy code that went into effect last February that got pushed down the road quite a bit because manufacturers weren't making the products we need at an affordable rate to actually do the construction, is in place, and we do those all the time. Convert a garage to a master suite as long as we have parking and primary suite, parking on site. But as far as
nailed it, Joseph, you nailed it, man. Yep.
But as we're remodeling those, it's bringing up to new energy code. Anytime it's a non-conditioned space, a basement or a garage that we're trying to condition, you definitely want to get a permit. And I speak at home shows about that, benefits, designs, and when you design home or permits. And if you're converting a space that's not conditioned, you want to make sure you are doing it right. Like I said, the new energy code makes it a little more tough because you need some energy credits, and it's not easy without basically putting a furnace or a mini split or some sort of mechanical system in gets us the most credits, and helps with those things.